Oh, excuse me. I was just checking my Facebook and LinkedIn. We like our social media. It's funny, we love communicating about things that are important to us. So in your work environment, how about safety? How well do you communicate safety? Is it seen as something that's important? Hi, Brian McWhorter here with Safeopedia, and I want to talk to you about communicating safety in our work environment. As I mentioned, we're social beings, and people expect us to talk about what's important to us. If you talk to anyone who does consulting, when they visit different businesses of all types, and they ask what are the main problems, usually communication is in the top three. We understand what is important to businesses because it's often communicated. Goals are usually right there out in front where people can see them. We use scoreboard type setups to promote what's important. So in regards to safety, do you have a safety officer? Do you have a safety communication structure? Are you regularly promoting safety? For several years, I drove safety for the world's largest fluorescent light factory, Philips lighting factory, and they had a very good structure that we put together for promoting and communicating safety. I'm going to outline some of it because I think we came up with some great best practices that we were able to duplicate around the world. It's important to be very proactive with safety. Something I often say is your safety campaigns are either proactive or they're inactive. We need constant effort in terms of promoting safety, again, getting the message out there and keeping it out there. So some of the things that we did with our structured approach was, first of all, coming up with a structured approach. We created a framework. We looked at all the different forms of communication we could use, and then for every one of them, we set up a safety message. And first off was a safety bulletin board. We picked a high traffic area, actually 3 different places, where we created safety boards. We had a main safety board and then some smaller ones. But on our main board, we actually had an LED screen with safety presentations going along it. We had a calendar that we used where every month we promoted a safety topic and a health and well-being topic, and it was on there as well. We also had our safety meeting structure. Every month we had safety meetings, and that calendar and the agenda were on that bulletin board as well. We had a light structure set up in terms of traffic lights connected to all 3 of these areas, these bulletin boards, and the traffic lights let you know the safety status for the factory. If the light was green, it meant there were no accidents that day. If the light was red, that meant there was an OSHA recordable, an accident that required outside medical attention. If it was yellow, it meant we had an injury, but it was a minor one that just required first aid. And so we had those, and those were probably our main thing that we used to drive safety. Then we also created a safety newsletter that we used monthly. One of the employees had an idea of coming up with a safety mascot, which was a life-size cardboard cutout of someone who was famous. Our first year we used Superman. So we had a 6'2" cardboard cutout life-size of Christopher Reeves as Superman. And anytime someone got injured, we put a Band-Aid on the part of Superman's body where the injury was. So if someone had a laceration on their forehead, well, Superman got a Band-Aid on his forehead. And this was great for kicking up awareness. Again, he was in that high traffic area, and you couldn't help but notice the Band-Aids on the Man of Steel, which just gets your attention because it's just so wrong. Every year we changed the mascot, and we had a theme that kind of went along with it. The next year we had Elvis Presley in his army fatigues from when he was in the army, and we had a theme of waging war on accidents. So again, we got to put Band-Aids on Elvis for the rest of that year. And then we kept making it fun and changing it a little bit every year. Another thing you can do is for every meeting that you have, make sure that safety is a topic. Upper management made the mandate for that factory that every meeting, the first agenda item was going to be safety. And I visited a lot of different meetings, and I noticed that was always the case. If you were popped by and looked at a meeting in accounting where you had very few safety issues, that first agenda item was safety, and they'd actually review the safety for the factory. So that meant that they knew what was going on in terms of OSHA recordable accidents and near misses and anything that had happened in regards to safety. So, and as far as I know, this still holds true for that factory today. We started doing that in 2009, and I left the factory, I believe, I left Philips in 2014, they were still doing it. So pretty amazing. Using town hall meetings, anytime you're addressing the employees and giving a state of the business, again, that first agenda item should be safety. Another idea that an employee came up with was to help promote doing safety projects. We had a lean manufacturing initiative, and we used Kaizens. So we asked for people to come up with safety projects, safety Kaizens. We came up with, as a factory, mainly from the people on the floor, well over 500 safety projects in 2009 and every year after that. So amazing improvements in terms of flushing out unsafe conditions. For everyone who was part of a safety project that was completed, we gave them a safety t-shirt. And every year we came up with a different design. And what this did was, if you were to walk into that factory today, you'd probably see 20 to 30% of the workforce wearing safety t-shirts, walking billboards for safety. Amazing. Another one had a great idea of anytime there's an accident, let's put up a little magnetic sign that says, "Stop, think, act." And it just would remind everybody that an accident occurred here, and again, think safety. We had some of our other factories globally hear about this and the safety mascots and duplicate it. I visited some of our factories in China, and I remember walking up to the factory, and over their factory main entrance, they had a huge banner with our slogan of "Stop, Think, Act" that was created in Salina, Kansas. So from Kansas to around the world. It was also used at a Philips plant in Indonesia, and who knows how many more. But these are ways to communicate safety. Again, starting from the bulletin board, using newsletters, calendars, all meetings, basically any communication form you already have in existence, add safety to it. Again, we want safety always out there. Remember, safety is either proactive or it's inactive. We're social beings. We communicate about what's important to us. If you're not regularly communicating safety, then it says it's really not that important. We always want safety to be first and foremost on people's mind. Probably one of the easiest things to have happen with any topic in life is just complacency to set in. And when it comes to safety in a work environment, remember, we have work we're trying to do. We have our performance goals. We have that task we're trying to get done. And that's usually forefront in our mind. That's why safety needs to always be out there. Otherwise, performance will overshadow it, and safety will slowly fall down there. We might break safety rules for performance. And the only way to take care of that is make sure that safety is first. We want to hit our targets. We want to hit our goals. Humans are really performance driven. It seems to be in our DNA. We like winning. We like succeeding at any task, any endeavor that we're engaged in. So that means if we want safety up there in people's minds, we have to continually communicate it. So again, with your safety program, is it proactive or is it inactive? I would suggest looking at your communication structure and creating a framework for safety. This is largely what Safeopedia is about, is giving good information and helping people to, again, get the message out there about safety and make sure that they have a good safety structure in the work environment. Brian McWhorter, thanks for watching with Safeopedia.